Hi, I wanted to share some notes on OFDMA and Wi-Fi 6. We've had other videos earlier, but there has been a continuous discussion in the industry and some recent results from various vendors, which have been trying to throw some light on this. And of course, there is continuous questioning from customers and vendors about how OFDMA plays in Wi-Fi 6. I'll have more to say on this a little later, but I thought I'll get started today with downlink and share a few points. My name is Srikanth and I'm with NanoCell Networks. So as I said, my focus in this short video is going to be only on the downlink just to get started. So what are the unique challenges which make life difficult in 11AX to really leverage the many benefits? As we know, we have OFDMA, we have multi-user MIMO, we have even the potential combination. So these are being showcased as something which benefits the customer as a part of their Wi-Fi 6 purchase. The real challenge in for the industry has been to showcase the benefits of this in, say, a real life context, let alone even in a lab context. But I would say the real life context is where it's really challenging for vendors to justify to their customers that hey, these ones for which I'm sure they're being charged extra really does give you benefits in cases which you encounter, not in some trivial lab situations or corner cases. So the first challenge that I would say is that now the access point has to choose between single user or multi-user transmissions. Okay, again, remember our focus is only on downlink. Now, even within the multi-user case, there are further choices to be made, but I would say this becomes a very important scheduling decisions for the access point. And there is no silver bullet as to whether SU or MU is always better. If you are ever wondering why can't we always be on MU, see, you must understand that MU can result in potential wastage of bandwidth in some cases. In some cases, it can result in overheads due to feedback, etc. So there is a choice to be made according to the scenario. A raw cut is that if you have large data sizes, then it's better maybe to go with SSU. Okay, so that is a very crude way of just giving a scheduler some input. Anything other than that is going to be a little bit more nuanced. Remember that in real life, you're going to have mix of data sizes for different users who are potentially in the queue or in the buffers ready to get data out. On top of this, remember that there are features like fragmentation, aggregation, mixing of QoS access categories. So all this puts a lot of choices on the table. And I think this is the dilemma now, how to make the appropriate instantaneous choice. I think this remains the fundamental questions. You could argue, what about cellular? Haven't they had a similar problem? Actually, no. If we closely look at LTE, they have only one choice as far as transmission technique is concerned. They say we have OFDMA. That's all. There is nothing other than OFDMA. Of course, we can choose modulation and coding. We can choose appropriate spatial streams and so on. But those are overlay choices to be made. But the fundamental choice remains only one, OFDMA. So remember that that makes life a lot more easier for a more powerful unit in the base station, which has been used to doing radio resource management or scheduling. So this, I think, is a number one challenge for Wi-Fi AP. And until we get this right, we might not see the benefits of some of this all the time. Let's assume that OFDMA has popped out by some genie as the best choice. What could be another challenge? So if we take simple 20 megahertz case, these are the possible splits of the bandwidth. Okay. So even here you see so many choices. Which choice is appropriate for the current condition on the ground? Can we exhaust all choices all the time? What if we do not have all the choices open? Obviously, this will result in some suboptimality where we might waste some bandwidth because we have chosen some suboptimal row from this. So even if you knew OFDM was A was the best, remember there's a subsequent choice, and remember I've just shown it for the 20 megahertz case. Things get more complex when you go to 40, 80, and later on 160. So in practice now, it becomes extremely challenging to make sure that you can choose the right row without wastage. Remember, when I say without wastage, we can't in 11AX give multiple RUs to a single user going in the same PPDU. That's coming in another standard later. Okay. So the first thing is to the choice. The second thing is assuming you have OFDMA, somebody told you that's the appropriate one, to choose the right resource unit split, even for a small bandwidth case, is not going to be trivial. And so this implies that you might have in many cases a plain old SU outdoing an MU OFDMA. Okay. And this is what we are seeing in some of the results. So what do we do? Should we give up on OFDMA? I don't think that would be the right recommendation. All I'm saying is that it would require a lot more work for us to get the most out of OFDMA. And remember that it might not be a suitable technique for a large percentage of cases. SU might still fit the bill the way we have handled things. Remember, in LTE like systems, we haven't divided bandwidth in the same manner as done in Wi-Fi. There we have equal size resource blocks. So problem becomes little easier, only OFDMA, and only allocate resource block of differing numbers. I think they have somehow got that part of that equation right, which is not to overload with too many choices and also attack the bandwidth problem in a slightly better way. Okay. So hopefully over time, we are going to get better and better scheduling algorithms, and we will not harp on the OFDMA technique by itself, but rather than how to use OFDMA effectively. Thank you. For more information, please see our website. We also have courses through Wi-Fi Now Academy. I hope you can join one of them. Thank you. Bye.